word harem in Arabic means a forbidden place. I've been listening to a lot of dance music in this area, and you know, from Turkey, Beirut, Middle East and Asia, and it just led me to wanting to theme my album in this way. And so I did it for my own satisfaction, and at the end of the day you work because you have fun with what you're working. We had a wonderful percussionist called Ronnie Barak. I sang with a singer from Iraq who's well known all over the sort of Asia and Middle East, and his name was Kadim Al-Saher. Jazz Coleman was basically our arranger, and he was a trip. He was great fun, and of course had worked with many of these musicians from all of these areas. And we had players like Nigel Kennedy from England, and he played on a couple of the songs, and that was really great fun. We had a wonderful time in the studio with him, and of course he's just such a beautiful player. Lots of these songs I've done are very silent in a way. There's something that if you had a lot of space around you, they're meant to have that feeling about them, very inside thoughts. This war is over now, but it's about a battle within two human beings, about one maybe losing the other but then coming home again, and so that's really what it's about. There's nothing political within it at all. Mysterious Days, that was great fun to do. I wrote it with two other people, two musician friends of mine. We sort of basically based it on a feeling of someone like Paul Bowles being in Marrakesh at that time and writing, and the Casbah and the desert and all of those things that you kind of get in Morocco. And it's also got a dance flavour to it. The song Harem actually has that as well. Of course, there's a lot of a lot of musicians and strings coming from the Middle East, Asia, and whatever in this song, and I wrote the lyrics for it.
I want it like sort of desert poetry, but at the same time it's got to be contemporary.
Okay.
I'm not scared now, it might be horrible.
Music was always there for me, and I was naturally interested in it from an early age. Influences come from mainly the 60s and 70s. I was very interested also in music with visuals, so I think you think of the early sort of groups that were doing that. I mean, I was influenced by people like Bowie, I like Pink Floyd, and many others that added visuals to what they did in concerts. I loved them always, the mixture of classical with rock or pop as well. I've always found it interesting mixing orchestras in with more electronic instruments. I've always been at every orchestral session. I'm always there. I love the orchestral sessions. Actually, they're my favourite part. Working with these musicians was amazing because for some of the album we put down the strings in with with Prague players, for example. We went to Prague and worked with them. And then we'd fly over to Cairo and get the Cairo string players to play with the Prague recordings that we had. And it just completely changed the sound. So we had all these wonderful mixtures of sort of music culture in the album. I love being out on the road because I think so much time is spent working, you know, on recording in studios, and to actually go out and display your work in front of an audience is an amazing thing, because you get a reaction for what you're doing, and I love that. I love that interaction with audiences. I'll finally maybe get to parts of Asia which I haven't been to, and of course my beloved America, and I'll be coming to, so I think I'm lucky. I'm really lucky. What the centre of me tells me that I should be doing, I hope that I'm able to fulfill in my life, because I think there's nothing worse than getting to the end and thinking, oh God, why didn't I at least try that? Why didn't I have the courage? My goal in life is an ordinary one. I think I like to be peaceful, and if something feels wrong in my life, I always fight to try and get it right.